ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Vacation, the chanting.
भद्रं कर्णे विशृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्सनुभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृत्रश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति न साक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम.
Okay, we completed the Vaititya Prakaranam last time. Any questions or clarifications before I go into the Advaita Prakaranam?
Swamiji, I did have a couple of questions.
Shoot.
You had mentioned about this incident where in that India through the ages you had a discussion with another young man.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you realized that what you explained to him was... I'm
wrong.
just curious if you're able to explain, if you're able to recollect what was it you explained, Swamiji, and
whether the truth is gained in Shravanam or meditation.
Okay.
That was it. And that time we were all product of the study group and things like that, where meditation was considered supreme. And I went into samadhi off and on, and nothing happened. Because nothing has to happen anyway. You are always there. You have to recognize that. Not going to anta samadhi. Not that if you do a lot of listening and go into samadhi, that will also work. That samadhi will work only if it has worked in Shravanam. Yeah. Because there is always a case of Shrutam Brahma, Natu Avagatam Brahma. Brahma Sutras, the fourth sutra says that, In the Bhashya he says, you may be a Shrutam Brahma, you heard about Brahman, but you have not recognized what it is. So even if you have done a lot of Shravanam, is not enough unless the whole knowledge has clicked in you. That's important. For that, one most important thing is how committed you are to the learning. How committed you are. You may be part-time, not full-time. That's okay. That doesn't matter. But are you committed? Minimum, this should be as important as the other priorities in your life. Minimum. Other things are important, this is equally important. Unless you can take it like that, it won't work. It is one of the priorities. All priorities are important, so is this. This is not like if I have time after everything else, I'll come to this. That won't work like that. That's why it said, Yam Esha Vrinati Tena Labhya. One who chooses it, he gets it. To make it a matter of choice. So that was the...
Thank you so much. And the second question was, you had mentioned towards the end of the last class that, for example, the next Prakaranam, Advaita Prakaranam, is mainly Shruti Anukula Tarka.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, Swamiji, is Shruti Anukula Tarka mainly for our own assimilation of the knowledge, or is it for debates and Purva Mokshanas and others?
It can be used for both. Primarily, I have to know. So I raise challenges against my understanding and answer it. In a debate is the same. In a debate, somebody else was challenging my understanding. Either in Purvapaksha Siddhanta literature, I am challenging my own understanding. In a debate, somebody else is challenging my understanding. That's the only difference. It's my understanding that is challenged. So same arguments work both ways.
That that's in the premise that the Purva Paksha also has
A place, yes, of course.
Then,
Sometimes one will wonder, why are we studying old Purvapakshas of Nyaya, Sankhya, etc. One, it helps clarity in our understanding. And I have noticed one thing. If you can handle these old Purvapakshas, the modern Purvapakshas are very easy to handle after that. Like if you handle Nyaya Vaisheshika, a lot of arguments from science you can handle. So that way it helps. Okay, any other questions or clarifications?
So, Swamiji,
Yeah?
one of the talks you had mentioned about that industrialist who is going to donate 50%
I beg your pardon?
Cost of our ashram.
No, I didn't get the question.
No, I said that you mentioned about that industrialist who is going to donate 50% cost of our ashram.
Yeah.
Can we know the name?
No, he doesn't want it to be publicized.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want it to be publicized.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I respect what he says. He says, when I come to a class or something like that, I want people to treat me as normal.
Yeah,
Therefore,
I thought so, but I was just curious.
I know. Naturally, somebody is giving 50%, we are curious to know, but he requested me to keep that a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually I'm sure people will come to know, but at least in the beginning, yes, okay. I'll respect his wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we shall go ahead with the next chapter. Third chapter is Advaita Prakaranam. Remember, Agama Prakaranam, the Shruti unfolding is done. Truth is clear. You got good insights. What is preventing your understanding is the reality of the world that you confront. Therefore, Mithyatva Nishchaya, Vaitatya Prakaranam. Second chapter. Then, once Mithyatvam is understood, re-establish Advaita, make it clearer, firmer. That's what he is doing in the third chapter. Okay? Advaita Prakaranam. Okay. Now he starts with something that will make some people uncomfortable. But if they are uncomfortable, good. Okay. Upasana ashrito dharmaha jate brahmani vartate pragutpattehe rajam sarvam tena so kripuna smritaha. Upasana ashrita dharmaha. Those people who are upasana ashritam, they do a lot of upasanas, worship, puja part, whatever. Okay. Jate brahmani vartate. They are dealing with what? Brahman that is manifest as deities. They are taking that as the reality. Pragutpattehe ajam sarvam. Before that utpatti was what? Sarvam ajam. The reality was not conditioned by time. Tena asau kripanaha smritaha. Whoever is asked which chapter? Chapter 3. Page number will depend on which book you are using. So, ajam sarvam. Tena, by those who understand ajam, asau, upasana ashritaha, those people, kripanaha smritaha. They looked upon as something to be pitied, as miserly. So some of us can feel very happy. I don't do any upasanas anyway. No worship, no puja part, nothing. I don't believe in all that. I want straight reality. that won't work. Because you need to have some bhakti, etc., to get your mind ready. Without bhakti, where is karma yoga? By saying Ishwararpanam Prasad Buddhi, Ishwararpanam Prasad, how are you going to cultivate it? Unless you understand Ishvara correctly. That's one thing. Then the other thing can come up. Once you start studying Vedanta and understand the value of all this Upasana, etc., you start channelizing your inner Brahmana out, which you didn't have before. Now you start doing it. Or you come from a family where all this is normal, therefore you are a karmata. It is like the student who felt uncomfortable when the teacher said, "You are Narayana." Murari story. Said all these are means to get your mind ready. You start getting conditioned by them, you are in a mess. Kripanaha iti smritaha. Okay? Kripanaha iti smritaha. You have to be pitied, he says. Miserly you are. You're not thinking enough. You think because you are doing some worship, some this thing, that thing, you're great. It's amazing how much ego can be there in a person who's regular in his puja part. I mean, I've been teaching now for more than 40 years. I've been in this life for more than 50 years. So, I've met all types of people. You will make puja, but there's an arrogance about the whole thing. So that is what he is talking about here. Or to be conditioned. You know, I have to go to this temple, I have to go to that temple, I have to go to that temple, I have to go to the... In fact, I am sure there are some people present here where their honeymoon was 3-4 temples. I am sure there are people present in this group here. After marriage you go, Kula Devata, pay respects, very good. Really, very good. Pay respects to your Kula Devata because now you are taking the Kula forward. Excellent. Very good. But your whole honeymoon is going to temple after temple after temple. Oh. There are people present here, I know that for sure. I won't mention names, but I know. Kya baat hai? And then you will say, oh, Swamiji, because marriage is divine. No? Marriage आई नहीं है, divine किधर? And the same people, when they come to Taittiriya Upanishad and read the Upasana, Mata Uttara Rupam Pita Adho Rupam, etc., oh, they get scandalized. What divinity are you talking about? So be careful of that. The fact about being dependent on the upasanas, etc. Yes, everything is necessary. Spiritual sadhana is part of the game. We all do it. I have done a lot of it myself. Okay. When I was in Rishikesh, twice a year I would be into the Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Gomukh, etc. It's tapas. Everything is fine. But you go in one season, again you will go because you are getting a second. Once a season is enough. You are getting like how you can get addicted to a pleasure, to some food, to some drink, coffee or anything else. Similarly, you can get addicted to this also. Be careful about that. So I know in this class there are both types of people. People who do nothing and people who overdo it. Maybe I should take both of them and mix it up. I'll get a nice balance. Yeah, okay. Therefore, kripunaha smrutaha. Okay. They are too narrow in their audience. Karpanya dosha upahata svabhavat prichhami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha. You remember this verse? Kidhar se?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the Gita.
Because remember who is saying it? Arjuna.
Arjuna.
Arjuna was a great upasaka, was he not? Can you say Arjuna was not an upasaka? Arey, Shivji and all came directly in front of him at the strength of his tapas. Shiva manifested in front of him. Great upasaka. And he says, I have been kripana in my thinking. I prayed to all the gods saying, give me this, give me that. But I didn't think about the reality. Therefore, I have been miserly in my thinking. And there is another argument I have heard. I am bringing in all the things arguments I have heard. Something to the extent possible we will do. This argument seems very reasonable. To the extent possible. To the extent possible. Yathashak. Then you will get stuck and remain there where you are. Because I have been hearing people saying this to extent possible for 30 years and they are still the same where they are. In terms of knowing the truth I am talking about.
They extend it.
Huh? Yeah, they are not extending themselves. उधर ही अटका है. How do we know we are overdoing it? Simple. You came to Vedanta, you decided, hey, there is no bhakti in my life here. So every morning I light the lamp. Then someone said, no, when you light the lamp, thoda Ganesha, you have to invoke first Guru, then Ganesha. Yeah. Okay. Then of course, you Ishta Devata. Okay, fine. Good. Then do an arti and finish. Then something comes. It all gets added and finally the whole thing takes 1 hour in the morning. ठीक है. Keep it at that. Then all the festivals are special things. Then where does it end? Karma has a way of pulling you in. If you are not careful, you will end up with 4 hours a day and still feel guilty at it. More important than doing so much of time is to do it short, intense, extend that attitude into life. I told you about that priest, no? When he invokes a God, the Lord is there. Goddess is present there. I can see that. The energy shifts, everything shifts in the whole room. Everything shifts. I mean, that is the power of his pujas. But some small things happen, then he is scared. Why are you scared? Devi is with you. You are a Devi Upasaka. Devi is with you. What are you scared of life? Oh, this can happen, that can happen. Do a small puja, invoke the Lord not to protect you. Or kya? Finished. Matter over. Lord is with me, I am face things fearlessly. No, what if this happens? What if that happens? What is the point in all your puja part? It has helped other people but not you. That's what generally happens with priests. Others are blessed. The guy is lost. Yeah. That's not what it is meant for. Small thing, intense, with feeling, extend that into day-to-day life. That is meaningful. That is meaningful. Otherwise, from 1 hour you can do it 4 hours, but it won't become meaningful because you are not extended it. I should do more. Do more. Make it 8 hours also, but if you don't extend it, same, nothing will happen.
Swamiji.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also do puja every day.
Good. थोड़ा कर लो, अच्छा ही है.
How do I extend it?
Attitude wise, Ishwararpanam Prasada Buddhi, that is bhakti. Bhakti in action. That is called extension.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we are talking about.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Extend that attitude.
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji.
If that is not there, then what are you doing? And you will get punya. You will get all nice, pleasant things in life. And what after that? You will get lost in those pleasant things. Do you know those people who follow the Agama Shastras and become priests? Once they graduate to becoming assistant priests, they are given 2 options. One, to get married and become a full-fledged priest, or to take sannyasa. I have yet to see any priest there taking sannyasa. Okay. That moksha marga I have yet to see. They may be. I am not saying I have seen everyone. No. There may be. But I have not seen. And I have seen quite a few. Why? Because you get karma oriented. So what Gaudapada is condemning here is that being stuck in your karma. Yeah. Being stuck in that karma orientation. Adhikasya adhikam phalam. That thinking comes in everything. Na? Take a simple thing. You are enthusiastic about morning walk. Very good. Though most people drop off after some time. They walk for some days and then they drop off. Oh, raining today, this is that. Or for some people it gets the other way around. Hey, I did 10,000 steps today. Very good. More than that, not necessary. No. I'll do 12. I'll do 15. Few people it becomes that way. Same thing. Same. Mind getting holding on to things. Because there is some sort of joy in that regularity in doing it. Hey, relax. You're not feeling well today, you're not slept enough in the night, go. Sleep. That sleep will be more useful to you than that walk that day. No. I'll come back and sleep. Same thing extends to this type of upasanas, puja, part, everything. I need God's grace. Vishnu Sahasranama I'll chant every Thursday. Very good. Every Thursday chant Vishnu Sahasranama. Both acha. Then, no, but Ekadashi also. No? So Ekadashi also I'll chant. Good. Then slowly, slowly it becomes every day. Okay, good. Then Friday, Lalita Sahasranama. Okay, good. Then Monday, Shiva Sahasranama. Along with Vishnu Sahasranama. Where is it going to end? Tuesday, Saundarya Lahari. I got too many people who are inimical to me, Baba. Saundarya Lahari is a protection against all that. Finally, you are doing 3 hours every day. And how much time are you spending on Vedanta? Something once a week. Are you all getting what I am trying to say? I wouldn't be surprised if some people think, I think Swamiji has got something against all upasanas.
Swamiji,
Yeah. Yeah.
Swamiji, you said there should be intensity in your prayers, isn't it?
Beg your pardon?
There should be intensity.
Yeah.
So how do I go about it, ma'am? Actually, if I pray for 1 hour every day,
How much focus is there? How distracted you are? How much of Bhakti Bhava is coming into your this? Or you are doing it just because it has to be done?
okay.
Those will tell you.
Okay, Swamiji. Okay, thank you, Swamiji.
Alright, therefore, Kripanaha iti smritaha. Both okay. I have given enough examples for people to understand what this is about. Okay. अतः वक्ष्यामि कार्पण्यम् अजातिं समतां गतः यथा न जायते किंचित् जायमानं समन्ततः. अतः वक्ष्यामि. Now, atah now. Okay. Here the meaning is only now, nothing else. Okay. Vakshyami. I will tell you. Akarpanyam. Not karpanya buddhi. Akarpanya buddhi. Okay. Not miserly in your thinking. Expand that thinking. Ajatim samatam gatam. Ajatim. That which is not born, which is timeless. Okay. Not born meaning timeless. Samatam gatam. That is the same everywhere. Samatam gatam. Yatha na jayate kinchit. From that nothing is born also. Okay. Jayamanam samantataha. Jayamanam. Even though it looks as though things are born from it. So we say all there is only one existence consciousness. From that, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, the whole thing was born. Not really. From the limitless, nothing can be born. It looks as though it is born. It is not a creation, it's just a manifestation. And that also an apparent manifestation. There is no real creation. So, Ajatim, what is free from time and space, what is not limited by time and space, what is, even though presented as Jagat Karanam, Brahman is presented as Jagat Karanam, but then Karanatvam is dismissed after that, because there is no real Karana Karya Bhava, it's only a Mithya Karana Karya Bhava. It's more of Adhyasa rather than Karana Karyam. You need to present, the Shastra has to present Brahman as Jagat Karana. Why? Everything is dependent on Brahman. You need to know that. That nothing is apart from Brahman. For that you present Brahman as the cause. Then cause effect you dismiss as Mithya. It's only a manifestation. That means what? Brahman is not really the cause also. Brahman appears as the world. There is no real cause-effect relationship. It's only apparent cause-effect relationship. Are you all getting what I am saying? Or struggling with it? This is the problem of Zoom, I see all tiny little faces. So this is where it is. Therefore, ajayama. Kinchit jayamanam samantata. At the same time, it looks as born. Now that reality I am going to talk about. Okay. So what he is doing here is literally unfolding the whole thing again. But with logic and reason, not just unfoldment. A lot of logic is being used. Okay. Atma hi akavash jivaihi घटाकाशैहि विरोधितः घटादिवच्च संघातैः जात एवत निर्दर्शनम् आत्मा ही आकाशवत. Atma is like the space. He's giving an example, closest you can get. Okay. Jivaha ghatakashavit oditaha. Ghatakashaihi iva oditaha. One space. You create a pot. Pot space is manifest inside. What have you done? I have 5 liters of space available now. So I can carry 5 liters of water. But have you really created the space? The all-pervading space manifested in the pot. Similarly, he says, Gatadivacha Sangatehi. Karya Karana Sangataha. Karyam Karana Sangataha. Assemblage of Karyam and Karana. Karyam is body, etc. Karanam is mind, avidya, etc. Therefore, Karya Karana Sangatehi. Mind is created, body is created. What happens? Consciousness manifests in the mind. Jivoham. That mind is associated with this body. Therefore, I am this much only. Really what it is? Hey, all pervading awareness. It is like the pot space, not the pot. The pot space thinking I am limited space. Similarly, the jiva thinks I am this much only. Jivo Brahmaiva na aparaha. Jiva is nothing but Brahman. But what are you taking yourself to be? मैं इतना ही हूँ, मैं ऐसा हूँ. I am like this only. And why am I like this only? हाँ इंसान के भट भक्ति अंदाज के बाहर खुद खुदा होकर बंदा नजर आते हैं. You are the Lord himself, but you are taking yourself as banda. And you sing also, हे मालिक तेरे बंदे हो मानेंगे तेरे 10 नियम. This is the Hindi version of 10 Commandments, okay? For conversion purposes put into Hindi. What are you talking about? I mean, if you think about it, can you understand the tragedy that is happening in our lives? The limitlessness, this basis for the whole creation is now taking myself as created entity. I want this, I want that. Oh Lord, give me this. Go Lord, give me that. Typical Mumbaiker's prayer. Tata ne apyo, Birla ne apyo, Mane nati apyo, crib to the Lord. It's a very popular prayer, okay, among Mumbaikers. You gave Tata, you gave Birla. Now you have to add Ambani, Adani, etc. You didn't give me anything. You could be. I mean, I want you all to spend a second to think, take a moment to think about how tragic it can be. Not a wonder he said Kripanaha, pitiable. And the basis of creation, I am thinking, oh, World is so big, I am so small. Oh Lord, pahi mam trayima. बैठ के रोना रोना धोना. That means as preparation, one thing that has to go is your feeling of victimhood. Yena kena cha margena, by whatever means you use. As counseling, as meditation, it is action, it is this, it is what. That victimhood should go. I am in charge of my life. By God's grace. I thank whatever God's may be for my unconquerable soul. That way. There's an English poem like that. Under the burgeonings of fate, my head is bloody but unbowed. I am the captain of my soul. Yeah, in the sense that I have the spirit. Yeah, things, world will throw, hell will throw a lot of things. Lord is in my corner. Fine, yaar. Theek hai. Handle it. There are times when you'll feel helpless. I have to take that part of it also. There are times you'll feel helpless. There are times when you feel nothing is in your hands. Acknowledge that. It's important. Not to deny it, but to acknowledge it. There are bhajans in India covering everything, I'm telling you. All these bhajans were psychology and work. You feel helpless. Correct, you feel helpless. एक झोले में फूल खिले हैं, दूसरे में तो कांटे, कोई कारण होगा. Up to now very logical. कोई कारण होगा ही ना. But then after that what he says, आपके बस में कुछ भी नहीं है, बांटने वाले बांटे रे. ऐसे भगवान को और कुछ काम धंधा नहीं है क्या? To put kanta in your hands and flowers somewhere else. You feeling like that is just acknowledgement of your feelings. So when your feelings are acknowledged, you can rise above it. Want a sophisticated version of the same thing? Uddharamam dhinam atidhinam balahinam. Puja Swamiji, his bhajan. Okay. So one is a sophisticated version, one is a folk version. Take what you want. Acknowledge that feeling, rise above it. Victimhood should be dropped. Momentary feeling like this is natural, you're human. And what are you trying to understand? I'm not a human being. I'm that limitless consciousness. The attempt is there, the focus is there. So, that focus cannot be lost sight of. Gatakashavad, he says. Gatakashavad, you are nothing but all pervading space, appearing as though you are Gatakasha. Tata jivavat nirdeshanam. Jiva is the same, nothing but limitless consciousness, but appears as what? Jiva. Jivatum is an appearance. Hey, Jivatum is an appearance. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Correct. Because you are manifesting this body, you can go for a walk and come back. No? Can all pervading consciousness do that? Go for a walk. No. So, good you are manifesting a body. No? So what is all this consciousness relating itself with itself? Or care? When I relate to you, what is it happening? Consciousness relating to itself. There are poetical ways of saying the same thing. Jada bakwas mat karna. Otherwise, you will sound like Swami Nityananda. The I in me is relating to the I in you through the I. Okay. Only one thing he said sensibly. If USA knew what is happening in USA, then US will attack US to save US from US. That is sensible what he said. Everything else is nonsensical. But it is. What is it is? The whole thing is getting to know that I am that consciousness. I am not this finite human being. Yes, Anu, you have a question.
Namaste, Swamiji. I had a quick question.
Yeah.
With this consciousness relating to itself, does consciousness need to relate to itself? Does it want to? Is it its swabhava?
It's just a
Could you
poetical
just
way of
elaborate?
saying it. Don't take it literally.
Okay.
Yeah, just a poetical
Okay.
way of putting it. So it sounds nice, that's all. But don't take it too seriously.
Thank you.
There's absolutely no need for consciousness to relate to itself. The only way consciousness can
thought.
really relate to itself is by saying I.
True. Thank you. That clarifies it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just nicely, it sounds poetical, that's all, nothing more than that. Yeah. Because our focus is always on relationships, that, etc. Yeah. Supposing I were to announce Vedanta and reality, say at the yoga festival, 30-40 people will come. Vedanta in relationship, 200 people. Why? Because where are your focus? Hey, we all started that way, that's okay. So if you all have started that way, it's fine, we all started that way, that's okay, fine. But now you are in Mandukya. Okay, now you are in Mandukya. Therefore, the whole thing is shifting focus has to happen. Okay. घटादिषु प्रलीनेषु घटाकाशादयो यथा आकाशे संप्रलीयन्ते तत्वज्जीवा इह आत्मनि. Ghatadishu pralineshu. When the Ghatadi, Ghatas, all the Ghatas are destroyed. Ghata Akasha Dayo Yatha. All the various Ghatakashas. Akasha manifests in the pot. Akashe sampraliyate. In the Akasha alone they merge. Tattva Jiva Iha Atmani. The same way also the Jiva in the Atma. So Swamiji, you have to destroy yourself. Really? Do you have to destroy the pot to recognize a pot space is all pervading space? Cognitively destroyed. Similarly here, cognitively. Consciousness manifests in this mind. Therefore appears limited like the mind. It is nothing but the limitless consciousness. Yeah. It'll become, there won't be difference in the, look at it, by destroying the body, the consciousness is not going to go back into the consciousness. Why? Because body is not compared to Ghata. It looks at superficially that the body is Ghata. No. Mind. It is the sense of the I. Because consciousness manifests in the mind. That mind is associated with this body. Therefore, I identify with the body and say I am this much only. Literally, Jiva is consciousness present in the mind. Not body is there or not there, mind will continue, sense of I will continue, finitude will continue. You can leave this body behind and go to another loka, you will feel finite right there. Because you are finite. No? Mind is finite. No? Mind is not limitless. Pokey little human mind, how can it be limitless? So that happens when a wise person dies. The mind is resolved back into consciousness. All that is there is only one consciousness. That's for the wise person, not for the others. So death is not merging back into consciousness. Because these things are like this, it is said, then some people will say, therefore mano nasha becomes important. You have to destroy the mind. If you destroy the mind, first of all, how would you destroy the mind? Number one. Number two, if you destroy the mind, with what are you knowing? Mind gone, ignorance continues. And how are you going to destroy the mind? Tell me. You can resolve the mind in samadhi, etc. But can you destroy it? Mano nasha is not possible. Aham manaha, that notion can be destroyed. It is not mano nasha. It is destroying the notion I am only the mind. Because very often, even though people nowadays don't say I am the mind, but they behave like that. My feelings are important, my thinking is more, or my inner reality is more important than outer reality. The more you go into psychology, the more that becomes fact for you. Psychology is important. Again, up to a point. Everything is important, up to my point. My toothbrush is also important, up to a point. Yeah, of course it's important. Minimum twice a day. Yeah, of course it's important. You may not meditate twice a day, but they will definitely brush your teeth twice a day. Important, but that much only. Yeah. So everything in life is like that. Everything is important up to a point. So mano nasha is not possible. But negation of the notion I am this much only. Because my inner reality seems to be all consuming. That I give so much of reality here, I am living in my mind. What about the world outside? There are so many things. I am not objective, I am becoming more and more subjective. Where is my objectivity gone? Inner reality and outer reality has to have some harmony, na? This happens negatively when you are worried, upset, etc. Or nowadays, it will possible. I will manifest my reality. What do you manifest? Another new age nonsense. I am manifesting reality. What manifestation are you doing? If all that was true, you think hunger would exist in this world? There will be so many spiritual masters who will manifest all the food that is there as available for the whole of humanity. What are you manifesting? All that nonsense. Human beings can manifest only if your thinking is followed by action. Karma, karma phala. Mere thinking is not enough. That thinking, etc., may motivate you to do something. That much is useful. Otherwise, instead of doing something, you will sit down and fantasize about it, think about it, how did. At the end of the day, what will happen? Only your fantasies will remain, nothing else. Work it out. If you want something, work. So, this taking the mind as yourself and as the reality is a problem. Therefore, some clarity of thinking is what is necessary. Some clear thinking, some feeling which are deep and true, and then acting. All that is simple life. Then, with that mature mind, come and study about the reality. Expose the mature mind to the teaching. So, in getting that mature mind, all the upasana, etc., may have some role. It has role, definitely. But I told you all what Swami Chinmayanji said to this person once. No? I told you all this. Someone wrote to Swami Chinmayanji that he wanted some herbs from the Himalayas. Swamiji was in Uttarkashi that time. To do some Kaya Kalpa treatment. And Swami Chinmayanji wrote him a stinker. Swami Chinmayanji could be very, very cutting if he wanted to be. Okay? He is very compassionate. At the same time, he could be very cutting if he wanted to be. He wrote him a stinker. So a friend of his said, Swamiji, why did you have to write him such a stinker? After all, it is said, Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Body should be taken care of, it's Dharma Sadhanam. He was only looking at, all this Kaya Kalpa etc. is like churning the curd to get butter out of it. So Swamiji wrote back, this time a bit more compassionately. Said, yes, the guy's name was Nair. Nair has been churning the curd for a long, long time. The butter has come up, but he is continuing. He is busy with this churning until the butter will melt back. He'll never be able to retrieve it. So in the name of churning, be careful. That's why Kripanaha. Therefore, when will that Karpanya dosha, etc. go? When will you stop taking you are the mind, etc.? Gata Akashavad, when you understand that the Gata Akasha is nothing but Mahat Akasha. Similarly, this I, the manifested consciousness, is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Until then, this game will go on. Until then, all this nonsense will go on. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what's happening. So all this is part of the functional world. Even Vedanta is part of the functional world. It's the study of Vedanta. The only difference is everything keeps you in the functioning world. Vedanta frees you from the functioning world. That's a big difference. Because everything is part of functional world. You're eating, drinking, there's prayers, there's meditation, there's coming and studying Vedanta. All this is part of functioning world. The only thing is, everything else will keep you going in samsara. It will help you manage samsara better. And it is good to manage samsara to an extent so that your life is okay. That you have the time and energy available for other things. And what is that other thing? Studying Vedanta, which is also in the functioning world, but which frees you from the functioning world. It takes you into the Paramarthika, or that you are. Yeah. So, the knowledge and the study becomes the most important sadhana. In a puja, we are offering puja to the Lord's form. In the study of Vedanta, we are worshipping the Lord's Swarupa. What do you want to do? Rupa or Swarupa? That's why study of Vedanta itself is considered a worship. Yeah, because you're dealing with the Swarupa of the Lord. That's not a small thing. Yeah, that's not a small thing. So the worship, other worship, is meant for managing your samsara, managing your mind, managing things that happen in your life. This is to free you from samsara. Therefore, becomes a very, very important thing to do. Now, that much importance has to be given. But Swamiji, do you not need Lord's grace for Vedanta? Yep, you need. But you have a choice. I told you the story of the lady in the next building. I had known her since the time she was a child. I was maybe 8-10 years older than. So she has seen me in various forms. Okay, bashing up a local gunda, walking with my girlfriend. So it's very difficult for her to relate to me as a teacher, and I understand it. That's why for a long time I didn't have a class in Chembur. because you can't relate. Fair enough. So I used to organize my teachers' talk in Bombay. And this lady, Maharashtrian lady, will read the Guru Charitam once every year. Why? Guru Charitam in Maharashtra is read to get a good Guru. And she's telling another friend of mine, this time I can't attend Swamiji's talks. Why? Because it is clashing with my Guru Charitam dates. If Guru Charitam reading has fructified itself, Dwar khada hai yogi. The Guru has come at your doorstep. Very close to our place of work. He is talking. What are you doing? Guru Charitam. Typical karmata. People wanted to know about the overdoing it. No? This is one of those classical cases. Typical. Or this other guy whom I knew used to come for Swamiji's talks because Swamiji insisted that he comes and hears the Brahma Sutra. But he used to get up in the morning and read Valmiki Ramayana, one chapter every day. Very good. Excellent discipline. So that would take an hour. And those days to reach Powai by 7 o'clock, you had to leave home at 6 o'clock. Minimum. For that you had to get up at 5 o'clock, be ready and all and leave. No? And he has to read the Ramayana also. So he will get up at 3:30. And what would happen? He'll come into the class and snore. I know he used to come and sit next to me. Half the time I'm waking him up with my elbow. And then shift that Ramayana reading to the evening. No perspective. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you are after in life. You're not after something small. You're after the limitless. Nothing short will satisfy you. So give it that importance, nothing. Don't get lost in other things. Okay. Then he has said, Gatavat, etc. Then that he is going to now elaborately do over the whole chapter. Okay. A good place to stop. Past 8. Night is still young. Enjoy yourselves. Okay. Om Tat Sat.